Hello techies, I hope you're having a great day. I'd like to share with you a little helper class I made to help beginners who would like to build 3D games and use the Java Monkey SDK to do so and get a fairly decent result with just a little bit of coding. Okay, so basically I put together this helper library and it's called Physics FP, because it's going to be helping you make a physics-based application in the first person. And I have this base application, this Java file that can be extended, and extending it will give you certain functionality where you can get some really complex results with just a little bit of code. For example, if you go down here, I can add a building in one line of code. Of course, I have to set things up ahead of time in the right way. I can add these things called targets that I can shoot at. I can have billboards that I can also shoot at, because those are a special kind of target, and I can get points from them. And I can add the ability to shoot. I can show the camera angle, the angle that's you're aiming at or looking at. That's for some other things I'm not going to go into right now. But basically, you can add, this highly complex, fairly complex functionality with just a single lines of code, where you're calling these methods that are essentially in this base application file, this base Java class file. They're like add building, add billboard, add target, and so forth. And then these methods in this base application rely on these other classes, these other like managing classes that I have in the library. So you don't necessarily have to look at that, but you're encouraged to, because by looking at those other files, I will make the source available, and then you'll be able to learn how to organize your code and get better at Java programming as well as 3D game development. Okay, so let me just go ahead and up here for you. You're going to have your assets folder set up in the right way with models in these types of folders here. And by having, for example, the buildings in a buildings folder, and each building in its own folder with the name of the folder and the name of the Java Monkey binary file being the same, with all that in place, you'll be able to use this little library that I put together. Okay, you're going to also need to have this little interface XML file that defines the heads-up display, and it's a simple XML file that uses the nifty GUI library and enables you to get some 2D heads-up display interaction. Okay, let me just go ahead and run the example application so you can see what that's like. And while that's getting ready, I'll go through a couple of the other models. The targets are just regular models. All of these are made in SketchUp basically, and then you just organize them in folders with the folder name and the model name being the same. Okay, let me just go ahead and run this, give you a quick look at it. Okay, while this is loading up here, what you'll see is not very high frames per second, but good enough to at least get a decent little game together with a little bit of coding. Okay, let me just go through this here. Boom, click that, and you can see I can shoot right off the bat, and I have this barrel that's right here in the world. If I wanted to shoot the barrel, I will be able to do that, and it has the physics applied to it. And that's why this is a physics-based first-person library. Shoot it again. Over here, this is what I call a billboard. You can add your own text to it. You can add points for shooting it. And this one, if I shoot it, it's going to gain 500 points that you'll see in the upper left-hand corner. There it goes. It disappears and gives me the points. I can change the cam angle. You can see that reads up there. And that's for some other things that I was thinking about, but I won't go into right now. But basically,